and I am here with another layout for Kit Conspiracy, and I have two more photos of the retreat that I was at with my gals. So I'm going to go over, and I finally made the decision to cut up my sticker sheet, you guys. I was not using it at all, so I cut it up and it's now inside my little bowls, except for these tiny words and the border strip. I also have a few pieces of the chipboard left to play with. I have a few scraps from a couple, well, all the layouts that I made. Now I have to tell you guys, this is the last layout that I made, and I know they're out of order, but I do my assigned layouts first, the ones that I know I have to make throughout the week, and then anything else that I make is more of a bonus layout. So this one is definitely not a bonus layout, but it ended up being the last layout that for my assignment. It's weird how it worked, I think because I got confused. That's what I get for making it ahead. So I have these two full sheets, and I really want to use both of these sides. And then I have my typewriter paper as well as my book paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out this wreath. And then what I want to do on the butterfly side is I want to put a white haze around my wreath, and then that way I am able to see it a little bit more. And what I have to do that is these distress paints and stains. And so I'm going to take the paint, and I can barely see the marks that I made on these butterflies, you guys. So I'm having a hard time seeing where my arch is for my wreath. But I started with the paint because it is more opaque than the stain is. And I go through, and I'm loving all of these little splatters around the butterfly. And I think, oh, that's perfect. And I put it on, and I thought, nope, not enough. Okay, going to the stain now. And I definitely had to give it a good shake up because it's been a while since I have played with this. And it definitely worked a lot better. It gave me the big, huge haze I was looking for. And I'm glad you didn't have to hear me because I pounce on my desktop, and it was definitely loud. And I do love the haze that this gave me, but I'm going to go back over with my paint because I like the splatter that I got from my paint that the stain did not give me. The stain was more of just a drawing of such, and then the paint gave me a good splatter. So went ahead and put my my wreath down. I'm still not loving it. Still trying to decide whether or not, I like the background before I commit. I really wanted to use those butterflies, you guys. It was just something that I wanted to use. And then this is how I'm going to put my photos. I trimmed one down to, I think, 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then my photo, I have no clue, 5 by 3.5, something like that. Just trimmed out all the dead space. And then just to use up this book paper, I'm going to go ahead and cut off just whatever happens. I'm just going to cut off however it works and how it looks. And that's where I'm going with that. No rhyme or reason. Whatever. I'm going to go ahead and trim down this typewriter paper. So that way I've got a nice big bold mat behind my photo, so my photos at least stick up, because I feel like the wreath and the butterflies, again, they're still competing. I'm not really sure. I definitely want them to to stand out from each other, but I just don't know. So I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna try to figure it all out and whatnot. But I want my photo mats first. So I'm gonna go ahead and I like the book paper just being different sizes and angles and stuff, and they weren't perfect. I love that. I'm glad that I stuck with it instead of it has to be the way that it is. So it had to be a perfect mat. I'm glad that I left it hanging down and off to the right and all that other stuff. So I really do like that. So I'm going to go ahead and decide how I, want my photos, and of course, select a few embellishments. I know I want this "Living My Best Life" as my title. That is for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and put my wreath down I'm committing, you guys. One of the things that I debated is to flip it over and use the typewriter print. But once I'm done with this layout, the backside of this layout gets a little messy. So I don't think I can end up using the typewriter print, even if I did. But yeah, I'm still not seeing it. But then again, seeing it from this angle, like you guys are watching it, I can see it. I do like the butterflies coming out from the wreath. I can see that. But from the angle that I'm sitting creating the layout, I can't see that. All I see is that they blend in and there's no definition between the wreath and the butterflies. So I'm still at a loss of what to do, but I'm going to keep going. I really am. Now, that chipboard, I left that chipboard sticker sheet there for a reason, because there is a sticker on there that I still wanted to use. I don't discover that until I lay everything down. So here I added 2 more tags. I'm glad to be using those tags, you guys, because I thought I was going to be in trouble and not be able to use those tags. But what I'm doing is I'm picking out all of the blue and the purples, and a little bit of the greens, so that way I can, play on what I already have. I want to ignore the pinks and the yellows and the oranges that are in the butterflies and just play with the blues and purples for this particular layout. I really had in mind that I was going to go around the wreath and beef up the wreath a little bit. But then that quickly went away when I started building the clusters behind my photos. So I definitely did not stick with what my intention was, for sure, at all. Like I didn't even remember what it was that I was going to be doing with this layout, to be honest, because I saw these flowers and the first thing I wanted to do was take these flowers and wrap them around my wreath. And yeah, they weren't going to work because they were the orangey and they were the yellowy and pinky, and I had one flower that was going to work and that's it. So I'm going to try to tuck in this flower. Does it work? Does it? No, it just isn't going to work for me. And I think the black background is not something that I wanted to bring in this. I like the black accents, but I didn't want that black background that the flowers were bringing in. It just wasn't something that was going to work for me. I do have this very purple flower with a blue butterfly on it. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to make that work as well. And then I decided that I was going to go ahead and put something up in the upper left corner, just so that way I could use a little bit more embellishments, because the one thing that I'm going to have left over from all of these layouts is embellishments. I don't have any more paper because I cut my wreath up and my butterflies are all used up. I have no paper left whatsoever from this collection, you guys. And, but I have a ton of embellishments. So I do look forward to seeing what I can do with all those embellishments, now that I don't have any paper to match. But I'm pretty sure I've got some other collections that will work with this particular paper. But I do have a lot of those tags, so I'm wondering if I can make a layout just using the tags. Maybe. Anyways, so I am tucking and weaving. I've got a couple stamps that I'm trying to find spots for. I do know that I've got a lot of purple going on up at the top, so I'm trying to spread out my purple and my blue. So I want a little bit of purple here, a little bit of blue here, all that good stuff. So I'm trying to spread all that out so that way it's not all purple at the top and all blue at the bottom. And then I've got these sticker flowers. The only thing I didn't like about the flowers was the centers. They just look weird. I don't know if they're too big for me. I don't know. They just are really weird. And I still keep forgetting about that chipboard. Like I said, I left it out there for a reason. I just haven't made it that far to get the hint, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and put, like I said, a cute little cluster over here on the top of my layout, and make sure that, it's good and ready. I should have put a little bit of white, so I might do that off camera. add a little white haze around it, just like I did the wreath, because I really am happy with that effect for my layout. And then I'm just going to scatter butterflies because I have all those butterflies in the background. I want the butterflies in the foreground, but I don't, like I said, I don't want the pink and the yellow and the orange butterflies. I really want them to stay the same. I did put a yellow, but it's more of a green. That butterfly that I just put down is more of a green butterfly, which is weird because I've got a couple neon green butterflies. They're a little bit borderline. So here is where I remember to put that chipboard down. Now, the reason why I wanted that chipboard is because my title, Living My Best Life, best and the flowers are that pink inside there. And I didn't have it anywhere else on my layout because I went straight for purples and blues. So I needed to bring it in somewhere else. And that other chipboard that says Capture the Moment has that pink in it. But then I also found 2 little pink buds that I could add up in the upper cluster that also helped bring it, and a smaller butterfly that was pink that also helped me bring in a little bit of that pink. I didn't want a whole lot, you guys, but I did want to bring in some just so that way the title did not look lonely. To me, it stuck out really bad because it didn't match anything else I was putting on my layout until I added all of the other elements. So that worked out really, really well. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just outline all of the book words or whatever that paper is called, the wordy paper. And then my butterfly paper, I'm going to outline that. I'm going to double outline all of my tags. And the only reason why I double outline is because my hand gets caught and I mess up on the second tag. So I go ahead and I'm double outlining that one. And then I'm going to double outline my my slide window up at the top as well. And off camera, and I think for the photos, you'll see that I double outlined my layout in its entirety. And to help with my wreath, I'm going to go ahead and just do messy lines on the vine portion of my wreath. I don't go and outline every single leaf, which that would still look good too. But I did outline the vines of it, the main stems. And now I'm just going to add some black splatters. I had Altenew ink spray in jet black hanging out on my desk. So that is what I am using. And I think that helps out a lot as well. And that is my layout for today. Like I said off camera, I'm going to put a white haze around the little cluster up at the top. And I might go back through and re-emphasize the white haze around the wreath as well. Because it just seemed like the more it dried, the more it did not hold. It didn't stay where I wanted it to. So I might go back and revisit that as well. But here are the close-ups. I did do a double line around my entire layout, which I really liked that effect to add to the rest of all of the doodling that I did on this layout. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out Janet Fritz over on Galaxy Girl Creations. She is playing along with me for Kit Conspiracy. And if you'd like to check out a couple other Kit Conspiracy videos that I have done, here are 2 more for you, and I will check y'all later. Thank you so much. Bye.